and telecommunications. Low revenue generation and high level of unaccounted for water in the system. State and avert the problems.
Is to sensitize the people, and we are currently embarking on a mass grassroots mobilization, enlightening everybody to what PSP is really about. Secondly, if we get on board the partners we are looking for, we're going to have improved services, we're going to have additional investment in the sector, we're going to have expansion of our facilities to areas that didn't have it before. It's important to also be aware that because we have not, the system as is now does not expand to the whole of Lagos State, we have a very, very vibrant informal sector. That informal sector sells water, 80% of which is obtained illegally from Lagos State Water Corporation, to the people at 500, 600 times what Lagos State Water Corporation charges. So if we can expand our services to those areas, automatically they have a 500% reduction in what they're paying for water now.
Yeah, but Lagosians stand to benefit all around, because the truth is, the enormity of the situation here is that PSP is actually the only alternative right now that is viable. The overheads of providing water is so expensive, and the population of Lagos State is growing, to use that cliche, in leaps and bounds. By some estimates, 600,000 people come into Lagos every year. So to be able to match that population growth, you will definitely have to be able to have an efficient system that provides and delivers the water.
One thing, though, is that the PSP option is not private investors will be free to run the emerging sector confidently. The system will and
ultimate goal of the government and of the water corporation is to have mains extension to all these areas. We intend to cover all the areas in Lagos State, hence the drive for privatization. And if I can just throw in a word, private sector participation is mainly bringing in the private sector to participate in water production and distribution for effectiveness. As I stated earlier, the state government still retains all the assets.
What they stand to gain is actually participation by way of investment in the provisioning of water, but it's much more than that. First, let me tell you what PSP is not. PSP is not the privatization in the classic sense that we know it. It does not mean that the Lagos State government is selling its assets out to private sector investors. What it means is that it's actually leasing it out and still maintaining control of the assets itself. What do Lagosians themselves stand to benefit? Well, the efficiencies of private sector would bring into bear in the provisioning of water, which automatically translates into more water, better quality water at more affordable prices. The prices is also a function of how PSP is going to roll out. If traditionally the assets were actually sold out to the high bidder, so to speak, it would mean that that person could fix the prices based on his own desire to get returns on his investment. But that is not the case. So that issues of tariff will still be within the remit of the Lagos State government. So what we're hoping for is more water, much more efficient water supply that will be occasioned by an injection of private sector capital, and so Lagosians will benefit all around.
The state gain.
Well, the Lagos option is something that we've evolved ourselves, looking at what has gone on internationally. Lagos is unique unique. The solution to the problem also has to be unique. To put it simply, it's essentially looking at Lagos based on its cosmopolitan nature and evolving a model that can deliver the services we want to it. That is why on the sector side, we are taking on private sector operators to, just like we have joint ventures in the oil industry to manage identified zones. Then, in terms of the corporation itself, we are looking towards probably the capital market to raise finances, to recapitalize the corporation itself, and also raise funds locally to be able to embark on the second phase, which is our expansion phase.
The Media and Publicity Division roll out a communication strategy in support of the PSP process. So my job here is really as cheerleader and to also help building the internal capacity of the Media and Publicity Division to be able to do his work with regards to the PSP.
The administration should have met control. And managed by the corporation. The peculiar situation of Lagos State has been here the most densely populated,
but thank God we've been able to overcome most of them. We had problems of low morale of the staff. We had a lot of staff, a lot of old people who are used to doing things the government way. Now we needed to change them to reorientate them, since we are not getting government subvention. We needed to make them look more commercially orientated. That was one. Funding was another problem. Three, we had problem of looking for land in the right place. Getting land, moving to the site, especially with landowners. We get the land, government gives us the land, we now have to negotiate with the landowners to allow us to start to build. And that was a big problem. That slightly delayed a few of our projects which we wanted to take up. For example, in Ayobo, we wanted to take up in 99, we have not moved to site, but we're getting there.
This project provides concrete evidence, once again,